Welcome to Soul Fuel in an Echo Reflections. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ancestral memories offer a sense of belonging. They remind us we're not isolated, we're part of a continuum. It fosters emotional resilience by showing how others endured and transformed. Today, I want to take a moment to shine light on the women. The women in our lives, our lineage, and our homes and our histories. And this isn't to diminish the role or impact of men, not at all. But sometimes we need to pause and truly honor the hands that have held families together with wisdom passed down and quiet conversations and the strength that often went unseen. So today is for the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, the sisters, and every woman who poured into us with or without words. This is a space to reflect, to remember, and to rise in gratitude for their sacrifices, their stories, and their spirit. I come from women whose names echo in my bones, women who didn't always speak their wisdom. They lived it in silence, in sacrifice, and strength. Their names are stitched into me like thread through a quilt. My mother, her mother's mother. I've worn their wisdom like second skin. They were artifacts of survival, not with battle cries, but quiet endurance. Never needed to preach, they taught by example. Lessons taught not with words, but with presence. I am made of them. I am the echo of their strength. We know the ones who grew up in the rural South, raised 10 to 12 children on little more than a prayer, crops, and courage, lived through grief, segregation, births, rebirths, and Sunday suppers. She has seen loss, joy, betrayal, and still believes in the goodness of people. She has buried many, but carries their memory in her words. She communicated with her eyes, and I felt everything: approval, disappointment, correction, love. The look was the language, and that language raised me. Their wisdom was in the rhythm of a broom sweeping porches, in the hum of a hymn over a hot stove, in the stillness when they didn't answer, because silence was the answer. When they passed, so did stories I never got to hear. But I remember the lessons not told but shown. They fought wars no one saw, loved through losses no one could fix, helped families together with hands that ate, hands that stirred pots, wiped tears, held Bibles, buried dreams, and still reached for joy. Put that spirit in a seasoning that was for more than just nourishment, hands that seasoned without measuring. That was proof that love could be tasted. It fed the soul. It whispered, "You are safe here. You are held." You come from people who turned survival into flavor. Each ancestor that passes shows up in the face of their children, as if traces were left behind in honor. And sometimes I see her in my sister's eyes, like she left breadcrumbs in our bone structure. Their jawlines reappear in newborn smiles, a certain glance, a tilt of a head, a laugh that echoes someone long gone. These aren't accidents, they are spiritual fingerprints, proof that time bends and memory lives in blood. And I carry them in my bones, in my breath and in my blood. Every step I take is memory made flesh. Our skin carries their sun, our eyes their storms. We are walking prayers they once whispered in silence. They are not behind us, they are within us, appearing again and again in every generation so that we never forget who we come from. They stood in fire so many could walk in light. They bit their tongues so many cultures could speak freely. They bent under burdens for others to stand tall. What they sacrificed for themselves became medicine for generations. Their choices weren't just personal, they were ancestral. They said no to their dreams sometimes, so we could say yes to ours freely. When they stayed silent in rooms where they should have spoken, they created space for us to speak. Now, loud and proud, they swallowed their pain, and from it bloomed whole cultures, music, style, language, soul. They didn't just survive. Transmuted that suffering into tradition, oppression into rhythm, and lack into abundance of spirit. I speak to the quiet now. It answers and echoes, telling me keep going. You're never alone. You are the living proof that we were here. Reminding me our culture holds ceremonies, not just in temples or churches, but also in the daily rhythms of our life. Ceremony is braided into baby girl's hair on a Saturday night once pressed. It's in how elders sit on porches like sentinels, watching the world with eyes that have seen too much and still believe. Cultural ceremony is humming while stirring the pot, a hymn your great-grandmother sang without knowing you'll one day need it. It's in funerals that feel like homecomings. It's speaking in layers where one sentence might carry three meanings. Where someone always says, remember when? And the past lives again. We don't need incense or candles to make something sacred. We just need a table, a song, and someone to say, you belong here, and that's sacred. Thanks for watching.